In this clip, she goes from closing her eye, and then you play it on. She closes her eye. She does the 666 and goes straight from that to the pyramid. And then she does the devil haunts. And that's literally how that video goes through. And so there's a lot going on here. But this particular clip was when she visited Musa Kaula on his podcast. And so second video kind of goes through some of these things that we just saw her doing. And so in this video, we're going to present three different things that Gogo Maweni has done or said that align with one story. Now, someone might say, but Ricky, me, I'm skeptical. Okay, maybe she's out here just lying, or maybe she's making up stories in order to trend and stuff like that. If that's the case, there's awfully a lot of information that cites to that idea. But before we get into that, it's the Reality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time over here, do be sure to check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments, and I'm going to see you over there. Before I go back to that video where she was with Musa Kaula making those signs, okay? I want to present a certain video that appeared on her TV show, live on television, right? And so there was this show, or one of the episodes that they had, and basically she goes to saying, if I die first, we have an agreement that he needs to resurrect me. So basically, we've talked about this whole thing where she spoke about her being made mkovu or the husband being made mkovu. And so there they talk about that. And then I can't play it because I think there might be copyrighted music in the background because this was for a television show. And so she says that, and then she goes there and then says, there are certain things I was doing regarding the whole Illuminati thing. You see it there in the subtitles. And then she says, this is something I can't talk about. And you see the husband's eyes widen up there. And then she, with a smirk in her face, don't open your eyes like that. I told you before. And he says, first, I know nothing about the Illuminati. And then he says, secondly, I don't like talking about something I don't know. And then goes on to say, the thing is that one of the days we have a sit down, we had a sit down going on and talk about what is it, its purpose and the importance of it in her life. I never put your life in danger, yes. And when the granny calls, are you talking about zombies or the Illuminati? Then thing is, so there's two different things. Then she says she's talking about both. What does Gogo know about Illuminati? So to show that this has nothing to do with Ndumbring. And so if you thought it was Ndumbring, it's a different version. Clearly, she was talking about worshiping Satan. Yes, that's literally what it goes on to say there. Okay? And so she's very clear on this particular subject. Clearly, she was talking about worshiping Satan because what does Ukoko know about things? And then she says, so when the Title goes back again, the subtitles. So when we when do this justice was I was raised in the church. Okay, I was raised in the church of God, according to her analogy over there. But clearly, she's one who has adapted to the life of danger. She is ascribed to a certain type of life. Here she has an admission of being Illuminati. Now, if you go back into that video where you saw her earlier on, after she appeared, actually, let me show you that what episode that was. So I don't think it appeared on the episode. This was part of the behind the scenes. So on Musa Kaula's episode, this one, the day she went for this, that's when that video that happens in the background, that's where that happens at. Okay. So that's where she did this. Okay. That's where she did the I sign. That's where she did the 666 sign and went on to the triangle and then transitioned into devil horns on that thing, on that particular clip. This is a video. Ne? If I switch off the sound and just go back, you'll see she was with Musa Kaula, and then the clip cuts into this part and you'll see her do that. And that's the thingy. And so now, if you go back and remember that Gogo Maweni has tattoos, actually. She has tattoos. We've talked about these tattoos. We've explained a majority of the tattoos. We've looked at the tattoos and said, I was going to play the videos, but I'm not going to play them just because we don't know what that looks like. And so you'll remember that Gogo Maweni's tattoos, in the way that they are very dark. They are very dark. You could kind of just put it like that. They're very dark. Now on the episode that we did, that part. Let me put that on silence and open this particular episode up. So you'll remember we spoke about her tattoos in this episode. We spoke about a portion of some of those tattoos, a lion you have at the top. And then let me just fast forward. She has 3 crosses upside down. And then she has a Medusa with a hair, with snake heads. And then she has an Illuminati triangle that she was doing on her thingy. So there's the Medusa, snake head lady used on the Versace logo. That's her, that she has. And she has a snake of some sort right at the top of that. And so these are the tattoos that she has on her leg. But the fascinating part is she has 3 crosses, which are upside down. So these are 3 things pointing to one thing. 3 different things that are pointing to one thing. Number 1 is the tattoos. It's the video where she's at Musa Kaula's show. And then there's that video that happened when she was on a television show, where she says there's some form of thing that she did which involves Illuminati. Now, these people are not talking about the Illuminati, their Illuminati, the Bavarian Illuminati. That's not the one they're talking about. They're talking about another version. And I've talked about this before, that because of the fame or how popular the Illuminati or Freemasons is, there has been satanic organizations that have started up with the illusion of those names. But the idea is Satanism or wickedness. Now, if you take those 3 and then you add the fact that she claims to be a witch, she claims that the spirit that she submits to, and when she's numbering, that particular spirit has a bit of witchcraft. In season 1 of a show, she mentioned that thing there. And so with that there, now it's 4. So you now have her claiming to be conjuring dead spirits from the graveyard and whatnot. And then all these other things. What did this point out to? And she does speak about the dark things that she does under her Ndumbraization. Okay? There's dark things that she's openly claimed and said that she does under her Ndumbe. And so that also then adds on top of the idea here is that she has sold her soul to the devil. Young people, yeah, claim to have been in church at an early point and so forth. But quite interesting is that she has now taken on the face of evil. She has now become the inspiration for evil and wickedness. She's now encouraging kids. This is the way to go. Yeah, how do you resolve conflict? How do you deal with people that you don't like or people that have angered you in one form or the other? Wickedness. She has gone from seeing what the Bible would say about those things, and then she has resorted to another version, the version that she now ascribes to publicly on a television show and so forth. It's the reality show with daily Christian commentary videos. There's a line that 50 Cent once said when he was asked about his son. After his son kept doing funny things and stuff, they asked him, what's your relationship like with your son? There's a line that he said there that when I thought of, I was like, wow, fascinating line. It's interesting that he put it like that. He said his grandfather used to tell him, if you see it slither like a snake, you see it talk like a snake, move like a snake. He says, is it a snake or does it need to bite you? You get me? Yes, we're not talking about whether he does dark things or what. No. That's not the point. We are describing the kind of a spirit that you see her emulate. Is it of God or is it of the devil? So that particular line, I'm saying it in relationship to that. Is it a snake or does it need to beat you? Do you need to associate yourself to such a spirit? Or does the Bible describe wickedness? And that's enough. Remember, Eve's whole thing, or Eve's whole disobedience in the garden, is that she didn't allow God to define good and evil. She wanted to be the one that defines good and evil. So she ate the fruit from the tree of good and so that's exactly what you have now here. You have young people that see evil and still want to associate because they want to redefine evil. Same that you saw Eve go through. And so, like the 50 Cent question that his grandfather asked him, if it speaks like a snake, it walks like a snake, slithers like a snake, talks like a snake, is it a snake or does it need to beat you? You decide. Is it a wrong spirit or are you going to associate yourself with it? Or do you need to see judgment first from God before you decide whether it's a snake or not? It's tricky. I thought to ask you that while you are contemplating all the things that you have seen here. Clearly emulate. Since I was involved with the Illuminati or a dark thingy, and we've seen her put tattoos on herself and whatnot and stuff like that. Is it a snake or do you need to get bit?